What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. We got a lot going on right now. If you've been following the videos, we've been working on this 4-speed for my chopper. There's the old gears clusters over here. First box came in, so I got a bunch of Andrews gears. I got new shift clutches, the dogs. Those are the ones that I planned on replacing anyway. Also got these ones. Excuse me. But we have a combination of a complete brand new gear set here with old gears. Now, all of these are not shot. Some of them have a little bit more wear than I would like to see. So I'm kind of leaving a pile of stuff over here because I do have 2 extra cowpie trances that we might slap together, at least one. So I'm going to dig through whatever doesn't go back in that's not beat up or needs replacing. I was on the fence. Do I run Andrews internal bits with my own trans? That makes more sense. It's better gears, substantially better gears. Or do I run the complete kit? Now, here's the issue. If you're new to 4-speed stuff, we're going to start on this, then go on to the Ironhead today. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. Main shaft is pretty much set up. Obviously, we're going to replace the lock washers, and then I had a new nut for the end of that as well, but just kept everything laid out here. Thrust washer for the counter shaft here. Shimmable thrust washer here, and then this needs a new bearing because this one's a little grindy, but we got all new studs, all new parts. I did silicone the bottom of the case yesterday. It's clear, so you're not going to see it, but siliconed all those. Case is pretty much prepped minus the studs that need to go in, but we can do that after. Anyways, here is the problem and why this is not back together. Old counter shaft, late model. What is it, 80, 79, 78, yeah, 79 to 84, maybe 81 to 84 specifically. I don't know the exact years. Ask somebody smarter than me. But this has caged bearings. And in the last video, I tried pounding one of these out, busted it. I just didn't do it properly. I knew that. I wasn't too concerned. I just figured if it would press out. You can also add a little heat to these. It drastically improves those getting removed. But I ordered a complete kit from Mid-USA. Brand new counter shaft, main shaft. Counter shaft we're not going to use because I don't need the threaded version. It comes with all the older style stuff. At least the version that I ordered. Maybe they have another one, but the one that I got, it's all older gear set stuff, which means this runs loose bearings. The issue is loose bearings require a internal snap ring. So this is cut and has a little groove. Hopefully that shows up. There's a groove, snap ring, inner washer, loose bearings, top washer. Boom, that's your assembly. Later model counter shaft, cage bearing, presses in. Way easier to get these in and out. I did go pick up a new one, so I got this put back together. So this counter shaft's good. There's a little bit of rusting on the teeth. Hopefully you can see that right there, right there. But I know that this was all good and working. These gears don't really bang together all that much, so replace the clutches in third gear, and that should typically help. Now, here's the dilemma that I'm at now. So I have all the roller bearings and parts on the way to assemble this. I'm planning on putting that in. But this is a close ratio third gear, I believe. This guy here. So we have, I guess this would sit this way, huh? For reference, these are pretty much the same. However, this gear, third gear, is bigger than the one that I had. Where is that? Do I want to keep that, or do I want to run the stock cluster? Decisions. Part of me wants to just wait and throw all the new Mid-USA stuff in just so, one, I know how good it is, or if it functions for what I need it to do in the future. But I'm waiting on one more box with all the loose bearings, otherwise we can start slapping that transmission back together. Then, while this stuff is out, I will go through and take a look and see if we can rebuild a second transmission. I think I have a cowpie up here. I know I have the cases. That one I just need to weld up the ear. For the primary cover, the upper mount is busted on here. This is my aluminum welding pile whenever I get set up to do all of it. Just take a day. But that one, build up a big glob right here, and then re-drill that. So, main shaft stuff is good, counter shaft stuff will be good, just waiting on parts to assemble that, and then we can slap that back in the bike, which I'm getting antsy about. So there's the chopper update. Then we got this guy. I've been ordering parts on this slowly, so we do have a bung welded on for the exhaust for the rear. I'm happy with where this pipe sits. I'm not going to try and get these to line up exact, but I couldn't really do much with the front exhaust because I needed a master cylinder that showed up. So let's throw this in. It's not going to be finalized or anything, but we can at least get this laid out close. Yeah. And I got the little rod. For whatever reason, this guy's dropped off a good amount of parts, but I've never had all of it, so it's kind of go, wait on parts orders whenever we get to a point where I need parts, unfortunately. It's not efficient at all, but my brain can't process thinking about every single aspect of those at one time. What am I doing here? Alright, sporty. This is just like your Evo style, if I remember correctly. We'll get this guy set up on here. There's a pin that goes in through here, and a bolt. Swap that out with the cotter pin for now. There's not a lot of room in here, so putting a bolt through takes up a ton of space. Come on. There we go. Cotter pin. Loosen these two bolts. We'll play dress up on these later. But if the master cylinder goes in here, then we can start fabbing up the rest of the pipe mounts, which I might start messing with in a little while. So we really just have some finish welding to do on the frame bung for the rear exhaust. That's short, so I don't really need a ton. But the front will need a couple brackets. And then I'll have to figure out if we're going to run a pipe clamp of some sort on there. Ooh. Go way in. Hopefully this will work. It's kind of a goofy gear bike, so it was a little difficult to find the right parts for this. Being an 81 and not having the right brake assembly stuff, it's really hard to find aftermarket bits that'll work. But I think we can make something work here. I don't know where that went. He gave me the sprocket cover and the bracket. I could have sworn I had the bracket for this. I thought there's like a steel bracket that runs along this too. Let me take a look, and yeah, it should be kind of like this. I might need that guy. Or does that not come with it on an 81? No, I can't remember. We'll dig for that later. For right now, I just need the reference, but I'm pretty sure I need that steel plate because this is just an aluminum cover. Worst case, we'll get that one ordered up in the next batch. Those I can get, but it should go behind the foot peg mount. Take some stress off of these things. Alright, so that should be good there. Now, I can figure out where this master has to be, because I don't like when the pipe's touching that, obviously. But this will end up being right about here. We'll keep it parallel with the frame rail, so that'll run there. It looks like all we gotta do is make a little bracket down here. Here's the tab. So build something off of this rear. Straight up, one bracket, bolt that in there. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll play with that a little bit later today. And then the other mount for the pipe is right here. That's got a bridge over to the frame somewhere. So we'll make something for those, but I think I'm pretty happy with that, location-wise. Yeah, put the bracket on there. That'll kick this shifter out enough. Right now it's hitting the shifter. Okay, so there's that. Chopper trans, then this. Then in terms of customer bikes, this one's got a 1275 kit, brand new, with some lifter block thingies and pipes and ignition stuff. So we're just honestly waiting on fuel and oil for this guy for the break-in. Dyna P ignition box. Jonathan's been working on this one, it's a buddy of his, so he was making some noise and needed a top end, so he wanted more power. So this one should be a fun little test and tune. I got this fat boy in. This one just needs tires now. I gotta order those, but he wants to put spokes on it. I got a buddy that might have a set of spokes, so I'm waiting on spokes. I'm waiting on the wheel set first before I order the tires. They should be about the same size, but we'll see. I'd like to have the wheels here, and then probably, I think he said he wants to do wheel bearings on those because they're unknown. Then we got this shovel Springer up front. The perfect level of crusty in my opinion. Fishtails. Still need the other saddlebag, but fresh battery, carb clean fix on the old Bendix, it was leaking, and ignition weights, some other odds and ends. But this bike hasn't been started in 15, 16 years. She fires right up now. Just a little loud and oily. I don't want to do it now because we do have to do a push rod adjustment on that, so we'll do that cold. Not taking you along for that one. But this thing is running again after 16 years of sitting, so that was always fun. Firing up a bike that's been sitting forever. We got an old pan underneath here, really nice. I'm not taking the covers off. And then I've been taking in a lot of weird oddball side work stuff. This thing, no idea what we're doing with it. I just gotta get it once overed and running. I don't think they ever tried firing this up, but give it back to them running. Got a riding lawnmower out there, and then in the motivation of getting bikes that haven't started in a long time started up again, got this Gorelli, and it's been sitting here forever. It runs, but it's been sitting for probably a year, 2 years maybe. I haven't really messed with it. I need to go through and tune the carburetor, 1. 2, it needs extensions welded onto the kickstand. So if I fire up the welder to weld up on brackets on that, I might just put the spacers on the kickstand for this too, so I can at least pedal that and get that thing started again. So I don't really know where this video is going today because we're kind of all over the place, but that's the tentative game plan of what we're doing. If my parts show up from V-Twin today, I'm definitely working on my transmission. If they show up tomorrow, that'll be a tomorrow thing. But just having this, I can at least start going on the brackets. So let's try and get this exhaust welded up or mocked up. So I got about an inch of swing to come up on here. So what do I need to do? I need to get the welder over here, get that set up, figure out where to land this, where I'm gonna make my bracket. I kind of like it dropped down a little bit. We can bring that way up too. I think right there. Keep it high enough off the axle and the sissy bar in case you gotta fix anything on the side of the road. We'll worry about the front mount later. But I think that's gonna end up just being a bracket right off the frame. I don't usually love doing brackets off the frame, but on this it should be just fine, and it's tucked way down. You'll never see it. So let me grab some metal and get the welder and the grinders out and start making a mess.